A lot of basketball players and fans think all because you're best friends with somebody, you can't compete at a high level against them, but that's not true. Watch Steph and Klay these first 4 possessions. Klay catches the ball in the mid-range with the back to the basket because his advantage is the size. So when he tries to use his size, Steph does a great job of holding him up, forcing him to pick up his dribble, and takes away all his angles except for one, which is to the middle. Steph reaches, and now he gets that too. But now on this other side, this Golden State's first possession, this is why Steph is able to get open threes at time after time, despite players knowing he's the greatest shooter of all time. Watch his left arm, right? Watch his left arm. That right there is all the separation that Steph needs to get open, and notice what it does for Jackson Davis. It gives him time to find the body of Steph's defender so that he could now prevent him from getting back into the frame. And now Steph could get an open look from that wing. Klay tries to contest. He does nothing. And guess what Steph does? Point right to Klay. So what is Klay going to do? Come back down the other side and try to get his get back, third possession of the game right here. But the only difference between this one and the first one is that Klay now catches the ball on the wing. And now since you do this, you prevent your ability to take advantage of your advantage and turn it to a disadvantage because you're further away from the basket, no longer using your size, you're facing up. So now what can Steph do? He can now get up into his hips, limit the amount of space he has, and now he gets blitzed, has no room, and he turns it over. So what does Steph do on this other side? He cuts the floor and puts Kyrie in a terrible spot, because he thinks Melton is his man, so he's behind Wiggins. But Wiggins is now cutting the floor in front of Kyrie. So what does this give Steph? A lane to pass the ball to Wiggins as he cuts, and now they get that too. And this matchup exemplifies Proverbs 27:17, which says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And what you see out of Steph and Klay are 2 players who, since they're so close, have a love for one another that when they see each other, they're going to go at each other even more than they will just a regular person, because not only do they want to get better, but they want to help that other person in front of them get better. And Steph and Klay have been doing that for 13 years, which is why they've been so much better than anybody expected. So it is a false statement to think 2 players who are friends cannot compete with one another. It is not true. You could do it, and you could actually be even better, but if you do it out of a place of love. And that's what we're going to see, not just in these possessions, but the rest of this game. Don't forget about Draymond, because he was also a part of the big 3. So now we got Klay guarding Draymond in that right corner, and DeAnthony Melton coming off the screen to his left. And in the pick and roll, the read is not the person guarding you, or really the person guarding the screener. It's the weak side person who's making the tag. What are they going to do? Because now, since you come off left, you have the attention of 2 players, right? The person trying to get back, the person pulled over from the screen. So now the person has to tag and stop the roll or the pop, whatever it might be. So now, since Klay comes all the way down to the nail to stop the roll, the read for Melton is Draymond in that right corner. And if you read the game plan, we'll live. But Draymond hit that shot. And watch Draymond. You know he's talking up a storm getting back on defense. So now in Klay's part, this is where he must make sure he integrates Proverbs 29:11, which says, fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. The reason you must remain calm is so you can be able to remain wise. By not playing into your emotions, you're now playing intellectually and strategically. You're playing smart. And if we're playing probability, which basketball is a game of and not perfection, you will want to allow Draymond to take those spot-up threes over the ball being in the hands of Steph, Buddy Hield, or anybody else. So Klay in this situation must remain calm. What makes Steph so much smarter than every other player is his transition IQ. He runs across the middle of the floor, tells Jackson Davis to run to the rim because he knows that they're going to need space on the perimeter. And while Luka, if you didn't peep, is complaining to the referee, he's not able to see that Steph cuts that left side of the floor. So when Kyrie tells Luka to go right, he doesn't go there because he doesn't know he was there since he was complaining. So now Steph is able to have room for a closeout early in transition, rips through, boom, and gets that lay because Najee Marshall can't stop him at the rim. And while Steph's getting back from that lay, Klay's seeking to get an early opportunity in the clock. So he ends up going down all the way into the paint, sealing off Steph, and ends up having a solid angle at the rim. He should lay the ball up, but notice where he brings the ball up. right in front of his body, which allows Steph to strip it. And now Steph is able to come down and get the best of Klay one more time and tries to put the cherry on top with the quick three, but he airballs. He's human. Have you been looking for the best deals to watch your favorite teams and artists? Great thing, today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app, and as a matter of fact, it's the easiest to use. All you gotta do is open up your phone, download the app, enter your location, and it shows everything nearby that you need. Artists, teams, categories, training events, you name it, it's there on SeatGeek. And when you buy your tickets, they take every ticket across the web and put it in one place to make sure you get the best deal. And each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. So look for the green dots, which mean good, and the red dots mean bad. And you know I had to come through for you guys, so use code DOR for $20 off your tickets. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code DOR. Make sure you click the link in the description and download the app. On those 3 touches we've seen by Klay, he was playing to his advantage but not to his strength. And this is why you always should play to your strength. Now we got Klay coming off this screen in a handoff, and notice the gravity that he has. He pulls Draymond over, you got Lively on the roll, you got Melton, who now also has to pull over, and Gary Payton, who chased over. So that's the gravity that he has from his shot, which is his strength, which now opens up Kyrie to have a closeout, and he's just able to take a pump fake, 2 dribbles, get into the body, and get an and one because he's playing to his strength. Notice the type of shots Klay gets to build his rhythm. Luka's got the ball in the middle of the floor, Klay running down the right side, catch, shoot from the logo in transition, knocks it down, no dribble necessary. Off a rebound, once again, Klay at the top of the key. He runs his lane, ball gets kicked to Jaden Hardy, Klay in the right corner, he pulled in Wiggins, pump fake, shot, no dribble, knocks it down again. And now we got another opportunity, this time in the half court. Jaden Hardy ends up getting 2 on the ball, and this puts the defense in rotation. Someone has to tag on that roll. So Melton and Pozinski both pull over on this tag. So Gafford, where does his eyes go to? To the weak side. He kicks it to Klay. Klay doesn't even bring the ball down, shoots it from the shoulders up, and knocks it down again with no dribble, which shows you why you should not even try to force your hand in the game of basketball. And this is also shown in Proverbs 3:5-6, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." Now, when you look at those last 4 possessions, that's perfect for Klay's game. But those first 3, not exactly. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't attack a mismatch. I'm just saying in a situation where there's so much emotion, where you're so riled up trying to prove the team wrong in the organization because they didn't give you your money, you got to make sure that if you're going to force your hand, you don't do it out of emotion, but you do it out of wisdom. And you trust in the process and the opportunities that you're going to be able to get going forward by putting your own understanding second and putting your trust in God first. The reason why LeBron is still in the NBA playing at a high level is because each year he's added layers to his game. When you look at Klay's game, this is the part of his game that he should have added that he never has, where his ability to put the ball down and create a shot for himself instead of always driving in a straight line with no dribble moves, no changes of pace, without seeking contact and not necessarily having a bag for that. And now you even look at Proverbs 1:5, which says, "Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance." If you want to be able to have longevity, it requires wisdom from a younger age, which now means you must listen to the critiques that you have within your game and now incorporate those things as the years go along. So by the time that you get older, you lose athleticism, you go through injuries like Klay has numerous times. You now have these other skills that you've added to your game to give you more years playing at a very high level. Meanwhile, on the other side, we got Steph, who, like Bron, has improved his skill set every single year, so now we could add years to his game. So now when he comes off these screens, he's not just a shooter. He's not just someone with a solid handle. He's able to put the ball down, 1, and 2, he's able to play strategically because he sees that Lively stop short, I get into a float. And on his jump, notice what he did, right? I got to go back so you can see this. On his jump into the float, he gets into Klay's body and gets over the top with a float over Lively and gets the and one. And now watch where he's looking. He's looking at Klay. I'm trying to tell y'all, friendly competition. Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron. And if you even want your iron to be sharpened for a longer amount of time, this is where you must be wise in your training so you can add more years to your game, like Steph has, like Bron has over the years. Steph Curry's fourth quarter takeover did not start in the fourth quarter. It started right here in the third. And notice the action that they run. Wiggins sets the screen right here on Grimes so Steph could get the switch on to Luka. Now this is so important because now Luka as a defender won't fight over the screen like Grimes would. And now he's going to the other side of the screen where he's facing a drop coverage. So now Steph could be able to get an easy three to step in from, right? And now this is where Steph plays in layers. They go back to that same action. They get the same switch once again. And now Lively once again on the screen. And what happens? He blitzes it. He shows high. He doesn't play the drop. So what happens? Jackson Davis on this roll. No tag early. Jackson Davis is able to get through contact and hit that lay. Now notice what they end up doing in the fourth. Before we get to Steph's takeover, I got to remind y'all, you play best when you don't force your hand out of emotion and you play in the flow of the game. So now when Luka gets off the screen with Lively, he's going to end up rolling. So who's going to tag? This is going to be Moody because you're not going to be Wiggins. He's guarding Kyrie. So now Moody pulls over. Luka skips that to the corner. And Klay's able to get an open three by not doing anything except for getting shots up so he could be a great shooter. And with Luka and Kyrie, that's all he has to do. This time we got Klay on the pop, right? And he has Wiggins on him. A better one-on-one defender. So now what does he end up doing? This is wise right here. Faces up. Quick little pump fake because you know he's a shooter. So that gave him the angle to rip. And now ripping over that top foot gave him the lane to drive. And now he's able to use that left, protect his body, and get that lay. Playing smart. And now notice this bucket right here, his last one of the game. Once again, runs down the right side, runs his lane. Boom, catch, shot, bucket. Don't force your hand. Now let's get to Steph's takeover. He gets the switch on to Luka once again. In reality, they should not switch, fight over that. But forget it, too late. Draymond step up, sidestep to that left, Gafford drop back, hand is late, bucket. First bucket Steph got. Run the same action right back because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He gets Luka once again, no resistance to stay and not switch. So now he rejects that screen because no strong side corner help out of Klay. Fakes that out. Finger roll over the top, no rim protector, bucket once again. Now when Steph goes this action for a third time in a row, you got Luka, now he ends up getting Derek Lively, and they switch the second screen, right? We didn't see that before. So now what does Steph do? He attacks Derek Lively, goes right, lobs that to Wiggins, messes it up. Ah, dang, he knows he should have thrown a better pass and they could have got a 2. But this is where Galatians 6:9 comes in, which says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Persistence is what that verse is talking about. Persistence in doing good at all times. And what are you going to end up getting in the end? If we're talking about basketball, it'll be a win. So let's get right back to this game. Last possession right here. You got the Warriors once again run the same action. He goes left, gets Derek Lively, a switch like you seen on that possession right before. The Golden State Warriors up by 1. Stephen Curry, boom, gets to that left, snatch, space, shot over Lively, bucket, dagger. Persistence, Galatians 6:9. Make sure you remember that and make sure you ask yourself, discipline or regret? You choose.